and welcome to the Intermountain LiVe Well Pump It Up exercise video. I'm Cami and I'm here with Tim and Lindsay. Today we are going to do some strength training exercises. Now these are all exercises you can do without any equipment. It's just your own body weight. We're going to do 3 different levels today. So there's a level 1, a level 2, and a level 3. So just like you were up at one of the ski hills, you wouldn't do a black diamond before you did a green circle. So if you're going to do level 1, you stick with Tim. Okay, level 2, you stick with Lindsay. And for level 3, you stick with me. All right, so you need a few pieces of equipment. You need some kind of soft surface for the lower body, upper body, and core exercises. And then you're also going to need a strap, possibly if you have some tight muscles for some of the stretches at the end. Now, shoes are totally optional. It's actually better for your feet to do some of these exercises without any shoes. You get better mobility and better strength as well. Don't feel like you have to even wear shoes. Okay, so we're going to start out with a warm-up. 3 levels of the warm-up. Tim is going to demonstrate, and it's a skater touch. So we'll start by step to one side, and you step the foot behind and tap. And then you come back to the center and step and tap to the other side. So Tim, go ahead and show us 1 or 2 of those. All right, Lindsay's going to show us level 2, and you add a hop in there. So it's a step hop with a touch behind. Good. And then level 3, you add a leap. So it's just a much bigger hop. All right, you guys ready? We're going to do this for 10 to 12 reps. Here we go. Let's go to the right first. Each version. Two more. All right. Next exercise is going to be a jumping jack progression. So Tim's going to show our level 1. It's a jack with a touch. So you step to the side, arms come up, come back to the center, and then the other side. Good. Lindsay's got level 2, regular jumping jacks, just up and down. Good. Level 3, we're going to do 2 jacks with 2 air jacks. So we do 2 jumping jacks and then 2 air jacks. Okay, you guys ready? Here we go. Just a few more. Last one. All right. Hey, good job. We're going to move on to upper body exercises. All right, now we're going to do some upper body strength training exercises. We've got 4 exercises we're going to do today. The first is a push-up progression. Second is a plank up and down progression. Third is a tricep push-up progression. And fourth is a down dog press progression. Tim's going to start us off with a level 1 push-up lower progression. So Tim's going to go down to his knees on hands so that you've got a nice straight line from your shoulders down to your knees. Okay, so no sagging in the hips and keep your butt out of the air. So then he's going to lower slowly, chest before hips, hold right at the bottom, and then drop all the way to the ground. Then just come back up however you need to. So if you can push back up, great. If you need to warm back up, that's okay. We're just focusing on the lowering portion right here. Thanks, Tim. Okay, Lindsay's going to do level 2. Level 2 is toes to knees push-up. So we're going to start in a high plank position, slightly wide hands. So Lindsay's going to lower halfway, then drop knees and push back up on her knees. Good. I'm going to try one more. Okay, level 3, we're going to do knees to toes. I'm going to start on my knees. Same position as level 1, slightly wide hands, lower part way down, then lift knees and then push back up. So knees lift before you start to press back up. All right. So now we're going to do all these together. Let's do around 8 to 12 reps. As many as you can get with good form. If you start to lose your form, that's a good place to stop. Okay, here we go. So the important part here is your core stability. So just make sure you're not sagging in your hips and you're not warming up except for level 1. Let's get 2 more of these. Okay, our next exercise is going to be a plank up and down progression. So Tim's going to show us plank up and down on your knees. So we're going to start in a forearm plank position, so kneeling plank. So again, you want to find that good plank position. So from here, Tim's just going to push up so that one hand ends up under his shoulder and then the other hand. So basically low plank to high plank, up, up, down, down. Okay, now go ahead and switch your lead arm. Okay, level 2, we're going to do with a wide leg high plank position. So wide legs on your forearms. Okay, now the goal here, go ahead and drop your hips just a little bit. The goal here is to not move your hips. So we're trying to keep your hips really strong and stable and not let them sway side to side. Let's go ahead and go up and down, up, up, down, down. Good. Very little movement in your hips. Perfect. Okay. Level 3, the only thing we really change is you bring your feet in a little closer together. So there's a little less stability, so you've got to stabilize more with your core. Up, up, down, down. All right, let's all do these together. Okay, we're going to do 3 of them on each arm. So it's up to you if you want to alternate or if you want to do all one side and all the other. Okay? All right, ready? Here we go. Keep those hips nice and stable. Your hands just go where your elbows were. And take a rest. All right, next one is our tricep push-up progression. So with tricep push-ups, it's very similar to our push-up lower progression, except we've got narrow hands this time. So Tim's going to show us level 1. So same position as your push-up, except hands are narrow shoulder width apart. And again, you want to make sure that your hips don't sag. So Tim, you're going to lower chest first, keep those elbows in really tight, good hold, and then rest. Now on these, you may get to that point where you're like, oh no, I can't hold it, and you have a controlled fall, and that's fine because you're not far from the floor. You're not going to fall far. Okay, one more time, Tim. Elbows really close to your body. Good. And release. Okay, good. Level 2, we're going to do the same thing, but up on your toes. So narrow hands. Good. Elbows staying really tight. Lower chest. Good. Then relax. And start over. One more time. Good. Okay, level 3, you have the option of being on your knees or your toes, and you're going to push back up now. So I'm going to do them on my knees. So narrow hands, narrow elbows, come down, keep your core, push back up. Okay? All right, let's do all these together. All right, you ready? Pick your level. Here we go. So we're focusing on the back of your arms. That's the muscle we're working here, mostly. You might feel it other places too. Just do 2 or 3 more. Last one. All right, little rest. Okay, we've got one more upper body exercise. And this is our downward dog press progression. So Tim is going to demonstrate level 1. So this comes from yoga, a downward facing dog. So I'm going to have you start in a high plank position. So on your hands and on your toes. Hands are wide shoulder width apart. Now from this position, you're just going to take your hips and you lift them straight up in the air and you pull your head between your biceps. Good. Now can you walk your feet forward at all, Tim? Yeah, there we go. So you think about lifting through your sit bones, and you're just gonna hold this as long as you can. Take a break, Tim. Okay, good. So level 2, we add a press to it. So same starting position. Take your hands, yep, hands are good. So you think about keeping a straight line from your tailbone to the top of your head, and she's gonna try and reach her head right down between the middle of her hands in a press. Yes. Good, take a rest. Okay, so level 3, it's 3-legged. So one leg goes up in the air. So we've got 3-legged dog, and then you do your presses from there. Just make sure you do each leg. Okay? All right, you guys ready? Okay, so Tim, you just get to hold yours. We're gonna do 8 of them. So I'll do 4 on one side and then 4 on the other side. All right. Set yourself up. Make sure hips are lifting to the sky. And here we go. And it's a shoulder press, not a push-up. So just make sure the top of your head is reaching for the floor. All right, take a break. All right, well that is the end of our upper body strength exercises. We're gonna move on to lower body. All right, now we're gonna do our lower body exercises. First, we're gonna start with the squat progression. Tim's gonna show us level 1. So level 1, we're gonna start with fingertips on shoulders. Make sure your weight's in your heels and that you push your butt way back and your chest stays lifted. Now, one of the keys here is you've got to squeeze your glutes as you come up. So all the way up, you squeeze your glutes. You've been sitting in a chair, make them work. Okay, here we go. Level 2, Lindsay, she's gonna do a deep squat. So hips are gonna go below her knees and she's gonna reach for the floor. So squat, and then as you stand up, one knee lifts. Yep, then the other knee. So you're gonna get your hips below your knees on this one. Okay, good. Level 3, we're gonna do squat jumps. So I'm gonna reach for the ground and then jump up. So reach down and jump. All right, let's do all 3 of our levels. Okay, ready? Here we go. Down and up. Make sure you are using your glutes the whole time. Two more each side, Lindsay. And take a rest. Hey, good. You were going kind of fast over there, Tim. You can slow it down a little bit. Next one we've got is lateral lunge progression. So Tim's gonna show us level 1. Lateral lunge, hands go to hips. You're just taking a big step to the side, push your butt back, bend that moving leg, come back to the center, then come this way. Good. Level 2, we're gonna do a 2-way reach. So diagonal forward, reach for the floor. Yep. And then do a little turn and go back. Yep, just like that. And then the other side. Good. Level 3, we're gonna do a 3-way with a knee lift. So diagonal forward, and then knee lifts in the center, out to the side, knee lift, diagonal back, knee lift. I like to call these Lego lunges. There's one, go get it. There's one, go get it. So now we're gonna do our lateral lunge progressions. Pick your level. So we've got sideways, 2-way, or 3-way lunges. Okay, are we ready? Here we go. And I've got a knee lift. Oh, hello, Tim. I'll try and stay out of all of your way. And on these, you're gonna do like 4 to 5 each direction. If you're doing level 1, you'll probably want to stick with more like 8 to 12. Let's do one more. All right. Okay, good job. Okay, next one is a hinge progression. So Tim's going to start with our level 1. So we're going to start by making a hand sandwich. So you take your hands, put them right in your hip crease. Then knees bend just a little bit. And then you press your hips back. Squeeze your glutes, stand back up. Yep. All right. So as we move with this one, we're going to take arms forward, but we'll get to that in a minute. So level 2 is going to be a single leg hinge. So go ahead and plant your left foot, Lindsay, and we're going to move with the right leg back. So arms are going to go forward as your right heel lifts. Yep. Let me come back up and repeat. Good. So level 3, we're going to turn it into a hinge with a pistol squat. So for level 3, you're going to start with pistol hands. Okay, you reach one leg back in your hinge. Then as you come up, one leg comes out in front and you drop into a single leg squat. Okay? All right. So since Tim's doing double legs, I'll just have you keep going until the two of us have done like 4 to 5 each side. Okay? So if you want, you can alternate or you can do all one leg and all the other. Totally up to you. Okay? All right, here we go. There's a little bit of balance involved in the single leg exercises. So if you need to tap your foot in the middle to keep your balance, that's totally fine. And I'm going to switch legs. Have you switched? Okay. Another key here is to keep on these single hinges, you keep the toes pointing at the ground and really lift the heel. All right, let's take a break. Okay, good job. Okay, last lower body exercise we're going to do is the bridge progression. So Tim's going to show us a double bridge. This is lots of glutes, a little bit of hamstrings. Let's go ahead and go to your back. So you want to bring your heels close to your hips so they're about under your knees. And then relax your neck and your shoulders. Okay, so back of shoulders are going to press into the ground. First thing you do is you squeeze your glutes really hard and then you lift your hips. Okay, and then lower, squeeze again and lift. Okay, good, take a break. Okay, level 2. Lindsay's going to show us a single leg bridge. So just take one leg up in the air, yep, a nice flat foot like you're holding up the ceiling with your foot. Again, squeeze glutes, lift hips, up and down. Okay, go ahead and little break. So level 3, you start seated instead of on your back. One hand is on the ground, the other leg is extended. And then you do a bridge as you reach for the opposite foot. Okay, you guys ready? So Lindsay, I'll have you do like 4 or 5 each side. I'll do the same thing. Tim, you get to do about 10 to 12. Okay, all right, so go ahead and set up in position. We ready? Okay, here we go. Make sure you are re-squeezing your glutes every time before you lift. Okay, Lindsay, let's switch sides. And last one. And rest. All right, that's the end of your lower body exercises. All right, now it's time to do some core exercises. We've got 4 core exercises we're going to do today. First is a buzzard plank progression, then we've got side plank progression, then we've got a hollow rock progression, and then a burger dog progression. So we're going to start with that buzzard plank progression. Tim is going to show us level 1. So you're going to start on low plank on your forearms. So again, plank is a nice straight line from your shoulders down to your knees. You reach out to the side. Now it's a buzzer plank, Tim, so smack the ground like there's a buzzer there. There you go. Okay, take a rest. So a key to this exercise again is don't let your hips move. Okay, so Lindsay's going to show us level 2. So level 2 is wide legs, high plank position. Yep, so hips either in line with your shoulders or just a little bit below. So without moving hips, you reach out to the side and smack the ground. Good, okay. So level 3 is the same starting position as level 2. We just add another direction to it. So slightly wide legs, reach forward, hit the ground, come back to center, reach side. Hit the ground, come back to center. All right, you guys ready? Okay, so assume your positions. Watch those hips. That's the most important part here. Okay, so we got to smack the ground. Here we go. Now you're not trying to get it done as quickly as you can. You want to hold it long enough that your core really has to engage. Okay, we're going to do one more each side. Okay, take a rest. All right, good job. Okay, next we've got our side plank progression. So we're going to start with a side plank hip drop. So Tim's going to go onto one elbow. So just make sure that your elbow's under your shoulder and you keep your ribs pulled off the ground, and knees are going to be bent here. So Tim's just going to lift his hips up as high as he can, drop to the ground, barely tap the ground, and then you lift back up. Okay, good. Level 2. This is straight legs. So same starting position except legs are straight. Hips go up as high as you can. Drop, barely tap the ground, and go back up. Good. So for level 3, same starting position as level 2, except the top leg lifts, the top arm lifts, and we go up and down. Okay. So we're going to do, let's do 8 each side. Okay. So let's all start on our left side. Okay, so set up, elbow under shoulder. Ready? Here we go. We've got 8 of them. And rest. Let's do the other side. Now at any time if you feel like, oh, I've done 3 and I don't think I can make it any longer, you just go to the easier variation. You don't have to stick with the one you started with. Okay, ready? Here we go. Last one. And rest. Okay, good job. Next one is our hollow rock progression. So Tim's going to show us level 1. So he's going to go to his back. Go and relax, arms and shoulders. So you've got 2 options, either legs straight up in the air or legs bent. You can pick which version you want. Lower just a little ways till you really feel your core engage. You don't have to lower far. If your lower back starts to pop up a lot, then you need to stop. Okay, try and relax your head and your neck. Okay, now go ahead and lower. Okay, good job. All right, level 2. This is where the rock comes in. So legs are straight up in the air, and then you're going to keep your arms right by your ears the whole time, so no arm swing. So Lindsay's just going to pop her legs, and it's going to rock her up a little ways. Good. Go ahead and do one more for us. Perfect. Okay, level 3, your legs are going to start lower to the ground. And again, it's a rock, but it's a much smaller rock than level 2. So arms up, legs up barely, and little rocks. Okay? All right, so let's do them all together. So Lindsay and I are going to do like 2 or 3, then we're going to rest, then we're going to do 2 or 3 again because they're hard. Tim gets to just do as many as he wants, up to 8. Okay, good with that? All right. Start with your version. Here we go. So do 2 or 3, Lindsay. Okay, take a little rest and then do it again. Here we go. All right. Was that better, splitting it up? Yeah, it works. It tends to get a little bit tight in your lower back if you do too many at once. So just break it down into smaller sets. Okay, so we've got one more, and it's our bird dog progression. So Tim's going to show us level 1. So on all 4s. So wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And you want to make sure you find your neutral spine. So we don't want to be too rounded or too relaxed in your back. So you find right in the middle. Okay, I'm going to have you move your hands in just a little bit closer. So like narrow shoulder width. Okay, so Tim's gonna take left arm straight forward and right leg straight back at the same time. Okay, here we go. Good. Then bring elbow and knee together. Good, reach back up. Good, and release. Okay, I'm gonna have you try the other side. This time I want you to think about pointing your toe at the ground and really pushing your heel straight back. Okay, here we go. Good. Bring it in, push that heel straight back. Good, there, and release. That was good. Okay, so now we turn it into a bird dog with a little airplane to it. Okay, so opposite arm and leg reach. Now her arm's gonna come out and leg are gonna come out to the side a little bit, come back to the center. Now you do that elbow touch. Good, just like that. Okay, so level 3 is more like a bird dog bear crawl, kind of a combination. So you start in the same position as level 1, but you lift your knees, okay? And then you rotate, knee goes to elbow there. Then you do your reach back to the center and rotate, but knees don't touch the ground. Okay, and we alternate sides. Okay, so let's do our each one. And Tim, we're gonna do, just do 3 each side. I'm gonna have you alternate sides. You get to do 3 each side, but do all 3, then do all the other. Okay, all right, ready? Okay, make sure you start with your neutral spine. Here we go. I have to concentrate on this one, so I don't talk very much during it. Good. Okay. All right, good job. All right, that is the whole workout. You just did an entire body strength training workout with no equipment whatsoever. So now we're gonna do some cooling down and stretching, and we're gonna start with a cat-cow stretch. So go ahead and go to all fours. So wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, and then find your neutral spine. Okay, so right in the center. And now we're gonna do a cat stretch. So round up through your back and you drop your head and your tailbone to the ground. And next is a cow. So belly button reaches for the ground and head and tailbone lift. Go ahead and do a few more of those. So we're really trying to move through the spine and concentrate more on the cat than the cow. And now concentrate more on the cow and the cat. All right, let's come back to a neutral spine. We're gonna go to a lunge next. So go ahead and step your left foot forward so that your knee can be at a 90-degree angle. Okay, and if you get here and you gotta scoot forward, that's totally fine. And bring both hands to your knee. Tim, I'm gonna have you move your foot forward a little bit. Okay, so now we're gonna shift our weight forward. If your heel comes up, then you move your foot a little further forward and shift. Okay, so we're stretching the hip flexor, so the front of the leg that's back. Okay, go ahead and come back to the center, and let's switch those legs. Okay, bring hands to knee. Good, and then shift your hips forward. I'm gonna have you move your foot a little further forward, Tim. If that heel comes up, you just move the foot further forward. Okay, go ahead and come back to the center. Our next exercise is a side bend, so let's come to standing. Okay, so feet narrow, hip width apart. We're gonna reach the arms up. Go ahead and grab your right wrist. And we're gonna pull over to the left. Good. Okay, now shift your weight a little bit into your right foot. Okay, come back to the center, switch hands, and pull over. Good, go ahead and release hands. All right, next we're gonna do a back bend. So we're gonna make platter hands. So hands come out to the sides, like you're holding the platter. Okay, pull elbows in really tight. Make sure knees are a little bit soft and bent. Okay, and then you're just going to start to look up. If you get any tension in your lower back, tuck your tailbone a little bit. If you want, you can look up a little further. Good. Go ahead and release the arms. Okay, next we've got a pec stretch. So go ahead and interlace fingers behind the back. Press your palms together. Then you reach your hands straight down for the ground. Good. So shoulder blades come back and together. Just make sure knees aren't locked, and then lift your hands. Okay, go ahead and release. We're going to go down to the ground now on our backs. And Tim has a strap over there. We're going to use it here in a minute. So if you have tight muscles, you might want to use a strap. So we're going to start out with a figure 4 stretch. So all the way to your back. So this one stretches deeper hip muscles. We're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee. Okay, and then you reach down and you grab between your legs and you grab under the left thigh and then pull back. And try and relax your head, your neck, and your shoulders. Now, if this is too much for you, then you would just stay right here with your foot on the ground and not even pull your leg up. Okay, let's release and do the other side. Left ankle over right knee, pull the right leg up, or keep your foot on the ground if that's enough. All right, next we've got our hamstring stretch. So Tim, I'm going to have you grab your strap for this one. You can use a towel as well. So let's start with left foot. So on your back, we're going to take left leg straight up in the air. Okay, Tim's going to use a strap. And then right leg, go ahead and grab behind your left leg first, or you're going to use your strap. And then right leg is going to straighten out on the floor. Good. So Tim, I want you to relax your head and your neck and your shoulders. Good. You just pull back with the strap. Good. Go ahead and release and let's switch sides. So right leg goes up. Then left leg extends and gently pull back. Relax head, neck, and shoulders. Okay, go ahead and release those legs. Okay, we're going to do a quad stretch next. So you're going to roll over onto one side. Tim's going to use the strap. And you just go all the way down to one side, so all the way on your shoulder. So Tim's going to get the strap around his ankle. So the bottom leg is going to extend. You're going to grab behind your left ankle. Okay, and then you bring your knees together and pull your heel towards your glute. So stretching the front of your thigh. Okay, go ahead and release, and let's flip over to the other side. Grab behind the right ankle or use a strap or towel. Then you pull your heel to your glute. You can also support your head with your hand as well if you'd like. Okay, go ahead and release. Okay, we're going to finish with a twist, so all the way onto your back. Let's pull left knee into chest, extend the right leg straight. Okay, so keep a hold of your knee with your right hand, and left arm's going to go straight out to the side, and then you pull that knee over all the way to the right. Just as far as you can go comfortably, keeping your shoulder blades on the ground. So if your shoulder blades pop up, then don't roll quite as far. Okay, let's bring the knee up, switch knees. Pull that right knee over to the left, right arm goes out to the side, and shoulder blades stay on the ground. And with these, you can either look up or look over the extended arm. Good. Bring knees back to the center, and we'll come back up to seated. All right. Good job. You are all done. You finished your whole workout and your cool down. All right. You have just completed the Intermountain LiVe Well Pump It Up exercises. I hope you found them enjoyable and maybe found something new for yourself to work on. Just make sure that you are moving at your own pace. We have those 3 levels. the level 1, 2, and 3. Pick the level that works best for you. If you're not sure where to start, you start with level 1 and you work your way up. And even if you can't do the recommended number of repetitions, you do what you can safely. The goal for the target behavior is 2 to 3 times per week. Whatever you can get in is great, and you can build up to that 2 to 3 times per week. Strength training is part of being able to live a healthy, active lifestyle. Being able to live life the way that you want to live it and be able to enjoy it.